Day 3 of pre-season testing is complete, the final day of Formula One's 2025 pre-season test here at the Bahrain International Circuit. So let's do a way too early rundown of the Formula One pecking order. Quickly first though, George Russell, the Mercedes driver, he went fastest on the final day of testing within the last few moments of the evening session. But Mercedes probably aren't top dogs. McLaren looked very strong, particularly in their long-run pace, as exhibited by Lando Norris on day 2 of testing, but day 2 was uncharacteristically cold, so can we draw too many conclusions from that? It's unsure at this time, but McLaren looked to have the edge on the competition. Best of the rest looks like a tight fight between the rest of Formula One's big 4 teams, Ferrari, Red Bull and Mercedes, but it's really anyone's guess where they will fall out behind McLaren. Red Bull had Max Verstappen in the car today for all 8 hours, but he didn't even crack 90 laps, suggesting the Dutchman and his team are still having issues with the RB21 carrying over from last year's RB20, which was categorically an unbalanced machine. Ferrari also didn't have the best of final days at the pre-season test, with Lewis Hamilton's running ending early with a car issue. Mercedes, again, a car that had a very narrow optimal window last year. It's hard to gauge where they'll finish in that 2-3-4 slot in Formula One's pecking order. But the closest fight could be in Formula One's midfield, several teams vying for that 5th place spot. Alpine looking like they could carry on from their late surge last season. Williams also looking quick, especially on low fuel runs. Carlos Sainz setting the fastest time of the test overall on day 2, and Alex Albon 3rd today, albeit on the slightly softer C4 compound tyre. Haas also look like they could be in the mix for that 5th place spot. They've been committed purely to long runs throughout the test, so we'll only know in Melbourne in 2 weeks' time truly where their qualifying pace lies. Aston Martin didn't have the smoothest of tests, so they could be looking on the outside of that midfield fight, as could Racing Bulls. And it's pretty certain that Sauber will be bringing up the rear of the field again this year. But again, we don't really know until we get to Melbourne in 2 weeks' time.